Oh, hello again. There you are. How you doing? I'm Nick Hennegan, and this is the Mava book, How to Make a Crisis Out of a Drama, the Diaries of the Maverick Theatre Company, episode 33 or something. And this is what happened to us in 1997 when we were starting. I'd started Maverick in 1994. We did a new play called A Ghost of a Chance, which I'd written, and it won 4 awards. So this is the story of how to try and get it on, working with children and famous actors. What else has been happening? I hope you're okay. Thank you. We've got 30 plus subscribers. Hooray! Apparently, if you press, there's a little bell down here somewhere, if you're watching this on YouTube. Then every time I drop a new video, as we kids say, you get a little notification. So I've been told. But it's lovely to hear from you. I've heard from lots of people I haven't heard from for ages, which is lovely. So cheers. Yeah. Oh, in fact, there you go. A very topical mug, isn't it? Royal Shakespeare Company. Theatre's in the right doldrums at the moment. The pub's opened on Saturday. It's now, Thursday, the 9th of July. I haven't had a haircut yet, although the barbers have opened, so I've got to try and, get a barber's appointment. Sorry, a hairdresser's appointment to my hair salon. I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, I did go out to the pubs. In fact, I might try. I might be able to. I took a little video of our local pub, the Raven in Hammersmith, and how they dealt with it. So I might try and slip that in here. In fact, I'll try and slip it in now. So this is the reality now. Going down the pub in London, England. I think there's a Ravens tracks, whatever I've seen. And then as you come in, we have to sign in now, don't we, David?
Track and trace.
Track and trace, sign as the hand stuff, which I've already done. And then you stand on the yellow in the orange boxes behind the screens. You put the stuff here. That's alright. I should have asked your permission first, sorry. We've lost a booth, which is actually where I wrote Romeo and Juliet last year. If you haven't seen anything, it's because I didn't manage to slip it in. So we'll just get on with it, shall we? Yeah, okay. So we go back to the summer of 1997. Saturday the 31st of August, T-minus 9 days. The second week of rehearsals are over, and I'm relieved and tense, eh? Relieved because we all seem to be getting on really well with each other, and tense because we only have half a week of rehearsals to go. Justin starts a new term at school next Thursday, and Anthea quite rightly doesn't want him to miss that. So Thursday and Friday are effectively out, although we do have the weekend to work. There's been a lot going on too. The gala night on Thursday the 9th looks like it is going to be very busy, with about 70 odd VIPs accepting our invitation. We have a letter of apology from the Lord Mayor of Birmingham, who was already booked over a year ago for a big business function at the NEC. Teresa Stewart, council leader, the MD of Apollo Leisure, the big theatre chain, and a few others, including the drama officer from the Arts Council of England. They at least now know we exist. The mail shot to our existing patrons was later going out when I wanted as well, but we had to wait for the prepaid envelopes. The last of our core list of 1,000 names went to the post office today. There's also a couple of bits of bad news. I heard yesterday that Moss Corbet, my old scout leader, died on Monday at the age of 59. I haven't seen him for years, but like many adults you know when you're a kid, he's lingered in my memory. He was quite a strict scout leader, and although I was not a bad child, as you may have gathered, my natural exuberance and ability to find normal things quite funny caused me to feel the lash of his tongue on more than one occasion. And if my memory serves me correctly, the occasional lash of his belt as well. Blimey, can you imagine that today? Scout leaders beating the scouts. The past is a foreign country. They do things differently there. He was an attractive man, was Moss, with blonde hair, slightly balding on top, but with a long fringe that seemed forever to fall into his eyes. I believe then, and still do now, that he was genuinely fond of us kids, and his occasional harshness was a manifestation of that affection. He was the scout leader, and my brother Bob was his assistant leader. And it was a good cop, bad cop team that got things done. I have reasons to be grateful to Moss, in particular his rendition of Ham and Eggs. When Brian Norton, my mate, told me on Friday that he'd died, my sister Fiona, who I was with at the time, immediately chanted, "Ham and Eggs!" Ham and Eggs was a Scout's campfire chant, one of those silly songs we used to sing, and I became a popular boy with my peers at around the age of 12 because of my impersonation of Moss Corbet doing Ham and Eggs. I won't bore you with all the details, but if you sung Ham and Eggs wrong when Moss was conducting, you would often end up being sent straight to bed. As you may have gathered, I had a few early nights during camp when Moss was in charge. I'd gained my revenge on Moss by doing an impersonation of him, complete with lowered voice, much sweeping back of the hair, pulling up of the baggy blue corduroy shorts he always wore to camp, and of course ending with, "Right, you, off to bed." Now, I appreciate this doesn't sound too hilarious all these years later, but my dear sweet reader, be advised, it was. Oh yes, my Moss Corbet Ham and Eggs number could have run for years, Dwellink. I was around 11 or 12 years old, and it got to the stage where people would beg me to do it, young and old alike. As with most things in my life, I tired of it eventually, but it served its purpose. It made me a popular boy. It also eventually cut down on early nights by causing Moss to give up doing Ham and Eggs around the campfire, because after I'd given my virtuoso performance impersonating him, every time Moss started the chant, he was amazed and puzzled to see everyone fall about laughing. As far as I know, nobody let him in on my rare talent, and I remember feeling quite sorry for him at the look of puzzlement on his face. And nearly 30 years later, people still say to me, "Ham and Eggs," whenever Moss is mentioned. Poor Moss. The other bit of bad news concerns Justin's brother's wife. She went in to have a caesarean birth for their second child. I don't think it's really correct of me to write too much here about something so personal and current for the Towlers, but the baby's not well, and the mother's not doing too well either. Mom should hopefully be okay, but poor Anthea is obviously frantically worried about her son's wife and child. Justin's looking a little tired on Friday, but Anthea tells me he's been really good looking after the mom's first child, a young boy who cries a lot. Apparently, Justin is a kid who is very good with kids, and I'm reminded of how I used to get on with Jackie Coleman years ago. John Slater is talking to Anthea about Justin. She tells John that Justin's obviously getting older and keen to get out of the house a little more than he is at the moment, but Anthea worries about him, even when he's out on his bike with his mates around where he lives. Logical, I guess, especially as Justin looks younger than he is, and although I don't have kids of my own, I presume it never stops with parents and children. I talked to my sister about this, and she says she feels the same about her daughter, Melissa. Fiona also tells me that our mom still worries about me with my less than regular lifestyle and career. Don't worry, Mom, if you read this. I love you, and I'm okay. So Slater decides he'll take Justin out a leafleting this afternoon around Warwickshire. I make a snap decision to ask Just to come and help me buy a scanner for this computer on Sunday. He's loaned me a microphone and got the computer talking. Wizard. Dr. Justin Luke Towler in the house. By way of a thank you, I decide I shall ask Anthea if she minds if I take him to the pictures, maybe to see Men in Black if he hasn't already seen it. If you've seen A Ghost of a Chance, you'll know the significance of this film, and I've decided if I'll destroy I'll have to decide if I'll destroy his professional acting motivation, darling. I think not, but I'll have to check with his mom first. I also went to see King Pleasure and the Biscuit Boys tonight at Dave and Buster's in Solihull. I discovered a small passion for the virtual racing car, so I might use Justin as an excuse to slip in there and have another go. Shame on me. Rehearsals are quite a happy time. I'm becoming ever more fond of poor Henry as we see him in actor mode rather than business mode at his wife's pub. He's very funny, and a gentle banter has developed around rehearsals. Director John Adams joins in, and although he's quite demanding of Just and Paul, and on occasions me as the writer, he's allowed the rehearsals to remain relaxed, which is perfect for everyone. We all laugh a lot. Justin has started with his daily joke, usually funnier because he starts laughing before the punchline. He usually has his daily corpse before afternoon tea break at around 4 o'clock. A corpse is when an actor can't stop laughing, just often for no reason at all other than tiredness or nerves. Just cracks me up when he corpses. He tries so hard to control himself and be a good boy. John gently ignores this and just quickly recovers himself. On the rare occasions I've acted, I've been a dreadful corpser myself in the past, and after the first day incident with the phantom drumming, I cover my face with my hands so Justin can't see me. But it's all going well and we're all happy. I'm especially relieved for Justin's sake. Like I've already said, I want everyone involved in this, and indeed every Maverick Theatre production, to have a good time. John tells me he thinks we are about half a day behind schedule, which is not too bad. John allows the play to develop through rehearsals, a method I thoroughly approve of because that's what I do when I'm directing. Although, having said that, I've not been able to direct a play for nearly 2 years. Someone's got to concentrate on getting bums on seats. I think it's called producing. I remember the first full-length play I directed, Wurzel Gummidge, the musical. Ah, yes, I'd watched amateur directors prepare with cardboard models of the set and scripts already blocked with actor movements before rehearsals even began, and I thought with horror that I couldn't do that. I would want to wait and see what motivated a character to move and do it through rehearsal. Now I see a man as experienced as John Adams does the same thing, I feel quite relieved. I'm still full of terror at the thought of opening night, but something else creeps into my consciousness as the routine develops this week. When this is all over, I will already be very sad to see everyone go. It will already be very hard for me to say goodbye to Paul, to Justin, and to John.